At a hangout with my friends, my bestie sends me this post. How do I get my girlfriend of 10 years to break up with me? I start cursing at some jerk in my head and click the link. Surprise, it's from my boyfriend. Seeing the title and the profile picture stunned me for a moment. My first thought was maybe my friend got it wrong. With slightly shaky hands, I scrolled to the top and started reading every word. But as I read, my heart sank more and more. The post was detailed. It described everything so clearly. I couldn't not believe it. He began with how hard it was to win me over and the excitement and sweetness after. Then it moved on to when I didn't do well on my college entrance exams. To be with me, he secretly applied to a nearby school. After graduation, jobs had us living in cities far apart, collecting over 400 train stubs. Back then, maybe because he loved me, he never complained. He noticed even the smallest mood dips, and when I was down, he'd book a train and travel 12 hours to see me. He was all about that energy and love. But at some point, he got tired. After a car accident where I got an injury saving him, he couldn't break up because he didn't want the backlash. His arm mostly healed but it's still weak. But he didn't want to continue with me. He grew increasingly resentful and didn't want to know anything about me. My voice even annoyed him, sometimes pushing him to extreme thoughts. Like, why don't you just disappear? I don't know how I finished reading the post. Or how I ended up reading the comments. Many people commented saying it usually means there's someone else he likes. And the girlfriend is just an obstacle to his new love, explaining all the frustration. He didn't reply. But he liked a comment. I get you, man. 3 years with my girlfriend and I already wanted out. She's so naive, can't even pick up hints, loves me to the point of losing self-respect, it's gross, makes me wanna cheat. I don't know if he liked the comment because he thought I was that naive girlfriend, or if he was hinting at wanting to cheat. Why are you crying? Someone asked me. Lewis looked up from his phone, noticed me, and frowned. He handed me a tissue, impatiently. Why are you crying over hot pot? Our female friend started joking. Lewis and Molly have such a great relationship. Every time I meet a jerk, thinking of you two gives me hope for love. Hearing this used to make me feel so happy. But now, it's suffocating. My mind's full of that post. I turned to look at Lewis. He's always been impatient in front of others but never negligent in action. I figured he was better than boasting guys online. That's what I considered our thing. I didn't realize it was impatience, or that it went as far as wishing I'd disappear. Or maybe he really did fall for someone else, cheated. The drive back home was silence. I used to love sharing every little thing with him, but he'd stay silent. If I talked too much, he'd pinch my mouth. Can you stop talking? And I'd just bite his finger, smile and say, no. Even when he was cold, I never overthought because of everything we've been through. I don't know when it started to fall apart. Did someone else come between us? At home, I was even quieter. He used to notice if I was off and ask why, but now he seemed relieved to leave me with. Gonna play games, you sleep. Watching the study door close, I couldn't hold back crying while showering. 10 years with Lewis, moments when he might break up with me flitted in my mind. Back when I failed college exams and he excelled. Or during the 1,000-mile long distance. Never did I think when our love seemed indestructible, he'd get bored. Is it him moving too fast, or me too slow, forever unable to match his pace? We've already passed the hard times, yet just when I thought I'd be with him till death, he tired of me. I cried for I don't know how long, came out hearing faint laughter from the half-open study door. Sounded like he was sweet-talking someone. I recalled the comment he liked. I stood at the door a while, then sat on the couch waiting for him. Thoughts swirled in my head. What had I done wrong recently? When did he start growing tired of me? Was there anything strange about his behavior lately? Thought and came to one conclusion. If he really loved someone else, what should I do? He played games until midnight. Coming out, a smirk lingered on his lips. But when he saw me on the couch, his smile vanished, a habit of frowning returned. "Why aren't you asleep?" I looked at him. "Louis, can we talk? This late? Talk about what? Aren't you chatty enough all day? Can't you let me sleep?" After he spoke, he started heading towards the room. My eyes welled up. I couldn't figure out how I used to convince myself that he was just rude with his words, and we merely got too comfortable over time. But deep down, he truly loved me. Just as he was about to enter the room, I couldn't hold back and ask the question that's been on my mind since seeing that post. "Louis, have you fallen for someone else?" Louis's expression immediately changed. "I miss playing one game with you, and you think I've fallen for someone else? Next time I go on a business trip, are you gonna think I'm having an affair? Molly, do I get no personal space? Do I have to be with you every minute of every day?" It felt like uttering just one more word would make me the unreasonable one, robbing him of all his personal space. I swallowed the words I wanted to say. But Louis was already in the room and brought out his pillow. "I'm sleeping in the study tonight." He truly didn't care about my feelings anymore. Just 2 years ago, he was torn up over our long-distance relationship. That night when I passed out from illness and barely made it to the hospital, he cried until his eyes were red. When I woke up, he held me tightly as if he wanted to merge our bodies. He said with fear, "Do you know how scared you made me just now?" Then he decided to give up his career to be with me. He said he was too scared that if something like that happened again, he'd regret it for life. He loved me so much back then. How could he just suddenly stop loving me when I finally dropped everything and moved towards him? I sat on the couch. I couldn't help but open his post again, reading it and the liked comment over and over. My eyes stung, tears falling and making the screen wet. I thought about going to the study to talk it out with him, to see if he really liked someone else. But I was too afraid of hearing something even more hurtful, so I just sat on the couch all night. The next morning, fearing he'd be more impatient seeing my red eyes, I went to wash my face before he woke up. When Louis finally woke up, I still had water dripping from my face, looking visibly not good. But he didn't notice, he just finished getting ready and left. I realized it's been almost a month since we last had breakfast together. At work, a colleague immediately noticed something was off. "What happened? You look like you've been crying, your eyes are so swollen." Even a colleague cared to ask, but Louis didn't seem to care. I forced a smile, but my voice came out hoarse. "It's nothing." Around lunchtime, my boss told me I had to go on a business trip. I opened Instagram, and when I saw Louis's profile picture, my heart tightened painfully. After a while, I finally managed to send him a message saying I was going on a business trip. He replied much later with just a "oh." Seeing that word, my feelings became indescribable. I couldn't help but scroll through our recent chat history, realizing a pattern. Most of the time, I texted him first, and he'd give a half-hearted reply much later. But because all these years, I was his top priority at every crucial moment, I took it for granted that my place in his heart was solid, finding excuses for him. Were those times he didn't reply or chat with me spent talking to someone else? Was it the little girl he comforted last night? During the 3 days on my business trip, I didn't contact Louis, and as expected, he didn't reach out to me either. Even though I anticipated it, each day felt like a wave of hope and disappointment crashing over me. Late at night, unable to sleep, I kept scrolling through his Twitter, trying to find any clues. Then my eyes suddenly stopped on a photo. It was from last year's company party. The photo showed him sitting very close to a girl. The way he looked at her was so tender. What caught my attention was that I knew that girl. From our few encounters, I could tell she felt differently about Louis. Could it be that Louis liked her? Or was I overthinking it? I didn't want to crumble under these feelings and live in endless speculation. In the end, I took an earlier flight back. Louis and I have been together for 10 years. These years are filled with emotional entanglements beyond love, including compromises and sacrifices. Even if things really can't work out, as long as there's no third party involved. I hope to try my best to save it, leaving no regrets before parting ways. But I didn't expect when I opened the door, to find a pair of women's heels at the entrance. Seeing those shoes made my heart sink instantly. My blood ran cold. My first thought was, Louis really cheated. The one thing I refused to dwell on, the question I feared the most, hit me head-on unexpectedly. For a moment, everything went silent. I just stared blankly at the shoes for ages before I managed to walk weakly inside. Before I saw anyone, I heard a soft female voice. Louis, which towel should I use? The light one. As the voice faded, I saw Louis sitting on the couch, freshly showered, engrossed in his phone. Just imagining what might have happened between them was nearly too much to bear. Soon, the woman emerged from the bathroom in my pajamas. She was about to head towards Louis when our eyes met. She paused. Molly? I recognized her. She was Becky, the girl from Louis's photo. Louis finally noticed me and was dumbfounded, but instead of explaining, his first reaction was to question. When did you get back? Why didn't you let me know? At that moment, I couldn't fool myself any longer. He really didn't love me anymore. I didn't say anything, just went to the room to pack my bags. It wasn't until I got to the bedroom that I realized I was shaking. Opening the closet, I started pulling out my clothes. But my vision was so blurry I couldn't see anything clearly. I struggled to grab them, and after finally pulling one out, I realized it was Louis's. Why were even the clothes against me? Louis followed me into the room. From his expression, he was clearly annoyed, like he'd hit his limit. What are you doing? My tears suddenly started to fall. But I didn't want him to see me like this, didn't want to embarrass myself. I steadied my emotions, turned to look at him, and even managed a smile. The way things are, wouldn't you leave? Or do you want to stand here and watch you guys in bed? Molly, what are you trying to do? Are you accusing me of cheating? If you don't want to be with me, just say it. Don't keep accusing me of cheating every few days, and don't ruin an innocent girl's reputation. It felt like, all along, I was the one wanting to break up. Funny how he could put all the blame on me, yet still protect Becky's reputation. Becky looked a bit scared, glanced at Louis. His face didn't look good. Becky spoke in a soft voice, the kind that makes a man want to protect. Molly, my clothes just got spilled with coffee, and I happened to be nearby, so Louis brought me up to shower. We didn't do anything. I paid no attention, my heart aching to the core, just mechanically packing my stuff. I didn't even notice when Becky left. Once I finished, I looked at Louis. Let's break up. If there was any hope to fight for him, it vanished instantly. Louis stared coldly at me. Molly, is this what you wanted all along? If you have someone else, just say it. Why do all this drama? Think carefully, if you walk out that door today, we're really done. It's so ridiculous. He's the one wanting to break up but makes it look like I'm the one who cheated. He knew how much I loved him. I couldn't understand what our 10 years together meant to him or how he could stop loving so suddenly. I couldn't find any words. Louis should have noticed Becky's feelings. He brought her home when I wasn't there. Whether something happened or not didn't even matter anymore. I didn't finish packing everything. Just living here for 2 years, I made it our home, bought so many things. Only scratched the surface after half an hour. But every minute spent there was breaking me down. I grabbed some things, wiped my tears, and headed out. But as soon as I left, Louis sent me a message. Molly, since you're so determined to break up, I'll have your stuff packed and sent to you. Don't expect us to ever get back together. I looked at the message, tears dropping on my phone. I hesitated, typing and deleting before finally sending. No need. Burn it all. It was already 11 p.m. when I got out. The streets were almost empty, mirroring how I felt inside. I didn't know where to go. 2 years ago, when Louis wanted to give up his career, I left my job without looking back, brought nothing, and took the earliest flight to be with him. No safety net. I wasn't big on fairy tales. Yet he made me believe, again and again, only to shatter it all when I trusted the most. Eventually, I called my best friend Christina. Took a cab to her place. She was far, took an hour to get there. During that time, my tears came silently but fiercely. Christina met me downstairs. Seeing my swollen eyes, she knew instantly. How did it go with Louis? Did you sort it out? My eyes welled up. We broke up. Are you okay? I hugged her tightly. I just want to sleep. I thought a nap would solve everything. The next day, a call woke me up. It was my mom. Hey honey. Only when I spoke did I notice how hoarse my voice was. Did you cheat? I was stunned. Why would she ask that? No, what makes you think that? Don't lie to me. Molly, did you learn to act like this in just 2 years? Louis was so good to you, and you went and fooled around? Mom, I didn't. Who told you that? Did you break up with Louis? Yes, but it was because he wanted to. But she cut me off, so now you're cheating and blaming Louis? Molly, how could you turn out like this? How can I face people anymore? Go back and apologize to Louis. I was clueless about what happened. I grabbed my phone, ready to ask Louis. But then I saw our family group chat flooded with messages, 99 plus already. Feeling uneasy, I scrolled to the top. When I saw Louis's message, my mind went blank. He posted a picture of me drunk, being carried by a company driver. And tagged me. Molly, is this why you wanted to break up with me? Our families were clueless, asking in the chat, what's going on? Louis posted a picture of the messy bedroom I left behind. I screenshotted our conversation from last night too. Here are the messages from him to me from last night. Molly, since you're so determined to break up, I'll have your stuff packed and sent to you. And just to be clear, once we're done, I won't ever get back with you. No need, just burn it. Looking at the picture, it seemed like he tried to hold on, but I stubbornly insisted on breaking up because of the person in the photo. Then, under pressure from both our parents, he messaged the group. How would I know? She suddenly asked to break up and unjustly accused me of liking someone else. I looked at the messages in the group and felt a wave of dizziness. How could someone who once loved me be so shameless after the love was gone? To go to such lengths to smear someone. I tried calling Louis immediately, but he didn't answer. I lowered my head and texted him, only to find I'd been blocked. I hadn't even come to terms with this when Christina came over, yelling. Louis is trash, isn't he? I looked up at her. Christina showed me her messages in the group. Our family chat includes both our parents and some siblings. Someone had taken a screenshot of the messages and shared them, spreading the word about our breakup and what Louis had said in the group. Everyone around us, friends and classmates who used to envy us, were now gossiping. They were all blaming me, saying I was crazy to leave Louis for a man like that. It's like someone brainwashed them. Doesn't someone like that gross them out? Christina stood up for me, only to be shot down. Everyone knows the relationship between you and Molly, so what's your deal here? Or are you just two of a kind? Christina tried sending Louis's link to the group to set the record straight. But Louis had already deleted the content. I never expected Louis to do something so despicable. When I saw his post, I thought even if things didn't work out, it wouldn't have to be this messy. I didn't take any screenshots. Seeing all this made me shake with anger. Christina asked, "What are you going to do?" I didn't know what to do. Even the photo with someone supporting me was from a company event 3 months ago when everyone was drunk. The drivers were taking us home one by one. I was the last one, and I called Louis to come down to get me. When I got out of the car, he wasn't there, and after taking a couple hurried steps, someone just helped keep me from falling. From a distance, Louis took a photo that made it look like we were kissing. He'd been plotting this for some time, leaving me no room to maneuver. I couldn't believe it. I was only thinking of ways to respond, while Christina kept explaining to everyone it was Louis who cheated. But nobody believed her. They thought we were in it together. Christina was furious. I called property management to get the elevator footage. They told me I didn't have the right to access it. I spent a day at Christina's place as things worsened. The next day, I had to go back to work. But I didn't expect more trouble at the office. Before I even reached the building, a woman stopped me. It was the driver's wife, glaring at me. "How's being someone else's mistress working out for ya?" "What do you mean?" She shoved the photo Louis sent in my face and tried to grab me. Fortunately, the driver showed up and stopped her, saying, "Sorry, I've explained it to her, but she just won't listen." Cold sweat ran down my back. This job came through Louis's friend, and many of his acquaintances are there. He easily could have planned this. When I got to the office, everyone was whispering behind my back. I quickly checked my phone, but it was silent. Finally, a coworker I was close to handed over their phone. Turns out someone who tended to act nasty towards me sent the photo of me and the driver in a group chat. Combine that with the driver's wife confronting me earlier, and now there's gossip that we were both cheating. I never expected Louis to tarnish my name at work too. I used to believe two people who once loved each other should be responsible for one another, regardless of how long the relationship was. There should be good closure. The longer and deeper the relationship, the better the closure should be. Even when love ends, handle it with care and part gracefully. But Louis didn't care about any of that. I don't know how I got through the day. I screenshotted everything Louis said and recorded it. I searched online for any posts he might have made to find a hint. I thought of ways to fight back. No matter how mad or attached I felt, I couldn't let him drag my name through the mud. But no matter how hard I thought, I came up empty-handed. Just then, Christina sent me another link. "Check this out." I opened it. It was the post Louis made. His post got enough attention to go somewhat viral in certain parts of the internet. A blogger with similar experiences recorded it and shared it on another platform. Everything was clear: his account name, the posting time, even the comment he liked. I immediately recorded the screen and sent the video and link to our family group and the discussion groups. Then I tagged him. "Why did I break up with you? You seriously don't know? You're spreading false stories. Should I call the police to check the building's CCTV? Who did you bring home that night, and what did I walk into? It'd all be clear once checked." Without that post, even if I had the video of him and Becky in the same elevator, it'd mean nothing. But once that post is up, and people are liking and commenting, everyone can connect the dots easily. After dealing with all that, I stopped paying attention and just screenshotted my female colleagues' comments, then threw them into our work group chat. I mentioned her directly. "At the company party, everyone got drunk, but did you pass out? What, Becky is a homewrecker and you're her sidekick? Fueling her nonsense?" Her face changed. But I didn't say anything else. Soon, Louis called me. "Not only are you smearing me, now you're targeting Becky?" He knows exactly how to hurt me, so I didn't want to say anything more. I hung up on him and blocked his number. I already planned to quit even before coming to see Christina. This whole thing just solidified my decision. I turned in my resignation the same day. Over the past 2 years, my work stood out, and HR tried to keep me, but I was firm. They only asked me to finish transferring my duties. That night, I got a notification on Instagram. It was Becky. I accepted. As soon as we were connected, she sent me a screenshot of what I said to our colleague. "Molly, why are you slandering me? I told you, Louis and I have done nothing inappropriate. Nothing happened that night." Looking at her message, I couldn't help but chuckle. I'm not one for sharp words, but in this situation, there was no need to be polite. "Nothing happened, huh? Don't tell me you don't like him. You went to his place to shower when you knew his girlfriend wasn't home. Was there no hotel nearby? Do you have no boundaries? That picture you sent to Sunny, right? So you're allowed to spread lies, but I can't speak the truth." On Becky's side, I could see her typing, but finally, she sent. "You defame me like this, I could sue you. Go ahead and sue me." Let everyone see the CCTV footage from that night, and they'll know how shameless you are. I sent that message and immediately blocked her, just like I did with Lewis. The next day after work, I saw Lewis waiting outside the office. As soon as he saw me, he walked over quickly, while I started recording on my phone. Lewis grabbed my arm. Apologize to Becky, then clear up the misunderstanding in the group chat. We might still have a chance together. He really thought I'd consider getting back with him. He must not realize that I love the Lewis who would go all out for me, not the one who's tired of me, can't even end things properly, and chooses to tarnish me instead. Do you deserve her, Lewis? Molly. He shouted back in frustration. You seriously disgust me. You guys mess up and want me to apologize? We just showered, nothing more. You're really tarnishing our reputations for that? He's just trying to turn the tables, I thought. And I should be the scapegoat? You're so quick to frame me because you are afraid I'll tell everyone how you snuck her into our place that night when I was away? I laughed coldly. If you hadn't tried to smear me first, I wouldn't have mentioned it, out of respect for myself. I started to walk away, and Lewis grabbed me again. With force, I shook him off. You touch me again, and I'll call the cops. I hailed a cab and headed back to Christina's. Only in the car did I notice that my hands and feet had gone a little numb. I'm not great at confronting others. In our family group chat, since Lewis's family had previously criticized mine, once my parents learned the truth, they cursed them out. After nearly finishing off Lewis's entire family tree, they left the group. I found a new job. Sure, I was heartbroken. 10 years of memories and the abrupt, messy breakup weren't easy. But I didn't leave myself too much time to dwell. Before, I wasted time on him because I loved him, believed he was worth it. Now, every extra minute I spend hurt over him is insulting myself. Without Lewis, I threw myself into my career and went on frequent trips with Christina. My whole attitude improved significantly, and my career soared. Christina often tweets and posts about me, deliberately keeping Lewis in her friend list to show him how well I'm doing without him. I knew her little plan and said nothing. Later, I found out Lewis never ended up with Becky. With my post out, being with Becky would have only confirmed the rumors. Being so concerned about his reputation, there's no way he'd publicly embrace the affair. As for who his new girlfriend might be, I haven't really cared. Until one day, when a guy showed interest in me, Lewis couldn't resist messaging Christina to ask if I had found a new boyfriend. Christina replied, "What does it matter to you?" Afterward, she didn't respond to him anymore. I saw Lewis again only when I returned home for a school reunion. He was stunned when he saw me. I treated him as a stranger, passing by without acknowledging him, a true wave of indifference. After the reunion ended, he found me. I heard you haven't found a new boyfriend yet. Is that true? Looking at him warmly yet distantly, I replied, yes, but what's that got to do with you? Lewis said, Molly, honestly, over these past 2 years, I haven't been able to let go of our past. You haven't had a boyfriend in 2 years either, you feel the same way, right? I couldn't believe how shameless he was. I said, not having a boyfriend has nothing to do with you. Don't flatter yourself. You don't have that kind of influence over me. I take every relationship seriously, which is why I don't rush into anything. But Lewis didn't believe me. He thought I was just being stubborn and grabbed my wrist, saying, Molly, I'm sorry. I was wrong back then. Can we get back together? I really didn't want to say much to him. To me, he was part of the past, no different than a stranger. I didn't expect him to make such a shameless request. I looked at him calmly and said, Lewis, I'm not a trash collector. To me now, you're no different from garbage. Why would I take you back? Lewis frowned, Molly. But I didn't care to say another word to him. I thought I was clear, but for the next few days, he kept showing up. Somehow, his girlfriend found out about it. She added me online and sent a bunch of insults. I thought about warning her, but it wasn't worth the trouble. So, I blocked her. The next day, I heard from someone that his girlfriend came over and they had a big fight. She even came to find me, her eyes red, saying, I really love him. Last night I was just upset. I can't live without him. Please don't take him from me. I looked at her calmly and said, I wish you two a wonderful life together. She looked stunned, as I moved past her and headed upstairs. To avoid any more drama, I returned to work early. The next time I heard about Louis was from Christina, who hesitated before telling me, Louis seems to be sick. What do you mean? I asked. Christina said cautiously, I heard he has stomach cancer. His girlfriend took half his money and left. Molly, are you going to see him? I understood what she meant. She was worried I'd be upset if Louis really died. Sure, it affected me a little, but it wasn't crushing like the death of a close friend might be. But life and death, they make everything seem small. I decided to visit him, just out of moral obligation. When Louis saw me, he couldn't help but cry. I felt awkward. Christina stayed silent. Louis asked in a raspy voice, can you visit me more often? Sorry, I said. Louis looked tired and in pain. I really regret everything. But there's no cure for regret. I didn't stay long, and on my way out, I ran into Louis's mother. Her eyes were red, Molly. When Louis spread rumors about me, she didn't have kind words to say, either. I kept my emotions in check, ma'am. She didn't say anything and broke down crying. Molly, can I ask you a favor? Sure, I said. You know about Louis's condition. The doctors say he doesn't have long left. He's always upset looking at things from when you two were together. I know he still loves you. Can you spend more time with him? I knew what she meant, like a couple would. Sorry, ma'am. She continued, I know what he did to you back then was wrong, and I'm apologizing for him. I just want to make sure he has no regrets in his last days. Even coming over occasionally would be fine. Is that okay? But if, back then, when he broke up with me, I hadn't let go so easily and had clung on, if I'd been crushed when he tried to destroy me, would he have thought of me? No. If, after letting go, I hadn't moved on, would he care now? No. I spoke calmly but firmly, we ended a long time ago. I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't fulfill that request. You two loved each other for 10 years. He was so good to you. Now he's dying, how can you be so heartless? Even if not as a couple, what's wrong with pretending to be a friend? Why was it okay for him to hurt me when we broke up? Why do I have to be responsible for him now? This should be his current girlfriend's responsibility. Christina chimed in, ma'am, how can you say that? Molly wasn't good to him back then? She nearly lost her life because of him, right? What did he do to Molly in the end? The mother couldn't reply. Christina and I said our goodbyes and walked out of the hospital. The golden sunlight warmed us, just like our new and bright future.